about we get started with immersive engineering because I want to use one of the items in that mod pack. So let's go ahead and choose the engineer's manual from the eccentric tome. Greetings, fellow engineer, and welcome to immersive engineering. This journal shall serve as your guide for setting up all the new machines and functions this mod has to offer. Let's start with the basics first. Immersive engineering is built around the concept of retrofuturistic generation and transfer of energy. The energy used in this mod is Forge energy, a trait shared with many other mods currently available. Energy is transmitted between connectors by the use of wires. Wires can only bridge a limited distance of blocks, so you'll need to use more connectors as relays between the wires. You have the choice between 3 different types of wires, which differ in transfer rates: 2048, 8192, 32768 flux per tick. To switch between the different types of wires, you'll need to use transformers. The engineer's hammer is the most important tool at your disposal. It will be used to form multi-blocks like the coke oven and blast furnace, crushing ores into dust, or configuring blocks like wooden posts. The engineer's screwdriver is another common item in your toolbox, which you'll need to do precise configuration on certain pieces of machinery. Okay, so already we have an engineer's hammer already because we made that to make plates. If you have no idea how to make that hammer, let me pull it up. Engineer's hammer is 2 iron ingots, 2 sticks, and string. Engineer's screwdriver is 1 iron rod and 1 stick. So let's go ahead and make that real quick. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So while we're at it, we might as well make an engineer's toolbox if we can. So we're going to need a wooden storage crate. Oh, but we need treated wood planks. How do we get treated wood planks? Well, I'm pretty sure this manual will tell us. This tells you how to use the engineer's hammer. Just on the crafting table, use ingots and the hammer. Bam, you get the plates. Alloys. Mixing dust create an alloy blend that can then be smelted into alloyed ingots. Constantine has thermoelectric properties and is used in creating the thermoelectric generator. And electrum is an excellent electric conductor used in medium voltage architecture. Industrial hemp is a remarkable plant. Not only are its seeds useful for the creation of biodiesel, the hemp fibers are also used for the creation of tough fabric. The seeds can be obtained by breaking tall grass. Earlier, I made a little contraption to farm industrial hemp because I needed a source for string. The good thing about this is that you can use an item collector and an item user on industrial hemp seeds so that you can water with the watering can the industrial hemp, and then it auto collects with the item collector. Bam, you have a buildup. Plus, you can also improve the efficiency of the farmland by upgrading it with mystical agriculture. But that's a topic for a different video. Okay, so we have that. Let's see, next page. Industrial hemp is 8 industrial hemp fiber to 1 stick, and this will create tough fabric. Tough fabric is a resilient weave made from hemp fiber. It's used to create improved windmills as well as balloons and jump cushions. Jump cushions are simple blocks created from tough fabric and are inflated with air. They are capable of absorbing impacts and prevent fall damage when landed upon, but unlike slime blocks, will not bounce you back up. Strip curtains are pieces of fabric that are mounted to door frames or other openings to serve in blocking the view. When an entity passes through them, they will emit a redstone signal. Right-click them with an engineer's screwdriver to enable strong signals. They can be dyed in the same way leather armor can. Okay, we can get started with the windmill if we wanted to. We don't really need the windmill because we have enough power. But here's what we could do. The industrial hemp fiber, we're going to need sticks. Windmill. Let's see, where is the... Oh, right. Windmill sail. Bam. 64 windmill sails. Now we can directly make that. We got 10 windmill cells, 4 rough fabric left. We're going to need windmill blades, but we're going to need treated wood and treated sticks. So we're not at that stage just yet. So we'll put a pin on the windmill for the moment. Treated wood is, quite simply, wooden planks covered in creosote oil. Despite its simplicity, it is one of the most important materials you will be using in immersive engineering, so you better be prepared to craft a lot of it. Let's see, posts made from the treated wood make for excellent attachment points for your wire connectors. They are 4 blocks high, so you won't be able to place them without the proper clearance. Using the hammer on the sides of the topmost block will attach an arm to the post. You can also place transformers on the pole, which makes it less obtrusive. Placing blocks below the arms of the wood post will flip the arms upside down. Treated woods can also be used to craft wall mounts, which can be useful to mount connectors in a visually attractive way without using posts. Now, how do you get creosote oil? More importantly, this process creates creosote oil, which is used as a preservative for wood. Similarly, you can also burn wooden logs into charcoal with this oven, albeit with a smaller yield of creosote oil. How do we make the oven? Let's go ahead and skip a few little topics. See, we're going to need that, but we need coke oven first. We need bricks, clay, balls, and sandstone. And coke brick. Perfect. Now we need a little area for our coke oven because, let's see. Well, first let's read about the coke oven first. The coke oven is the first important machine you will need to create in order to proceed with immersive engineering. Its functionality is simple. It will heat up coal or blocks of coal without supplying it with oxygen, creating coal coke, a carbon-rich fuel. More importantly, this process creates seed oil, which is used as a preservative for wood, which we've already read earlier. To form a coke oven, arrange 27 of these blocks in a 3x3x3 cube and right-click one of the sides with an engineer's hammer. So let's go downstairs real quick so that we can make our little structure. Let's see, it needs to be 3x3x3. Let's put this near the farm, but we have easy access to wood. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm lazy, so let's go ahead and use our wand. Bam, bam. And then the last step is with the right click on an engineer's hammer, we have our first coke oven. Show recipes, you can use logs in order to make charcoal, and it also makes a little bit of seed oil. So what I can do is make a cyclic pipe or cable to route logs from here into the coke oven, and then I might be able to drain the seed oil from the coke oven. But I don't have a filtered data cable, so we'll do that some other time. In the meantime, we'll wait until seed oil forms here. So let's go ahead and read ahead. Let's see, the next thing that we need to make is an alloy kiln. The alloy kiln is a furnace made out of heat-resistant sandstone and bricks. Within it, the temperatures are high enough to allow metals to be melted into a fluid state and mixed, creating an alloy. This allows the creation of important alloys like electrum and constantine without requiring the tedious mixing of dust. To form the kiln, arrange 8 of the kiln bricks in a 2x2x2 as shown above. We're going to need clay and sandstone. See, and this was a 2x2x2. And right click on it. Bam, we have our first kiln. The alloy kiln is also essential in the creation of insulating glass, a component used in the construction of high voltage architecture. The next thing we need to do is a crude blast furnace. Along with steel, this furnace will also create slag, which you must remove or the furnace will cease to function. While it is technically a waste product, there are various ways to recycle it. We're going to need nether brick, and magma blocks. Now, we had something that created magma blocks. We had gravel and I believe lava inside of a solidifying chamber, and that made magma blocks, I believe. Yes, gravel, lava, magma blocks. Besides that, we needed nether brick. So let's see if we can make netherrack. Netherrack is 3 red to 1 pink. Perfect. All right, now we got to cook these in order to get nether brick. What do we need to make? We need to make blast brick. How many did we need? 27. Perfect. We have 27. We're good to build the blast furnace. Okay, we're gonna build this over here. Use the wand. And right click with the engineer's hammer. Bam. We made our first blast furnace. Okay, we made some seed oil. So what we could do is try to see if we can pipe it out of the coke oven. We can do that very quickly. Alright, will it work? Let's find out. And then use a cyclic wrench. Perfect, it does work like this. I'm a genius. So how do we get that seed oil and make wood? Good question. You can just use a bucket to pick it up. If you want to automate the creation of steel, you should probably look into creating an improved blast furnace. So basically, it's the same. You use blast brick, but you also put steel plates on it, and you create the reinforced blast brick. It looks like you do 3x3x3. You can work on that some other time, though. Right now, we are just interested in getting this seed oil. So let's get a bucket, right click on the singularity tank, and now we're good to use it on treated wood planks. You surround the bucket of seed oil with planks, and that way you get 8 treated wood planks. Perfect. Now that we have 8 treated wood planks, let's go ahead and make some more. So we're going to need that bucket that we just made. Right click on the singularity tank and make some more planks. So now we also need some sticks. Make sure that it's treated wood. And there you go, 16 treated sticks. Let's go ahead and look back at the windmill recipe. We're going to need 3 to 4 planks to sticks, and that only creates 1. And for the windmill, you're going to need 8. 8 times 3 would be 24, so you need 24 treated wood planks. 8 times 4 is 32. You're going to need 32 treated sticks. So let's go ahead and make that real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and make a second coke oven because I am waiting too long to do this. Okay, we're here. Let's go ahead and make that. I don't think we have enough space. I think I can move this actually. Perfect. So we put down the fluid cable and singularity tank. Use cyclic to pipe it into the singularity tank. Perfect. Alright, over here, we're gonna need a stack of colorless logs. Put that in there. And now we wait. Or I guess what you could do is instead put this in the middle. Right here. Fluid cable on top. Put another fluid cable on the side. And then use cyclic to pipe those two in. Perfect. Block of coal. We need 4 black. If we put the block of coal inside of the coke oven, we should get more creosote. So this should help speed things along. Hopefully. Let's see, we do have 2 buckets available to us. So let's go ahead and make that. More wood planks. So we need 2 more. Alright. So we have just enough to make the windmill. We are 1 step closer to being able to use this windmill. So what we could do is have this up and running. Let's put this in an area where I can easily tear this down if I wanted to, because I don't want this to be used long term. 4, 5, 6, 7. I miscounted somewhere probably. Let's place it right here. Alright, that will move, but we do need an accumulator here. A low voltage accumulator. We're going to need a bucket of redstone acid, which we can make. We also need more wood and lead plates. Wood planks. There we go. Low voltage accumulator. Now we place that where the stone is, holding up the windmill. Accumulators, basic wire power generation. A kinetic dynamo. Okay. That I messed that up. Okay, so we need to put the LV accumulator behind that block. Break this. This is where the dynamo will be. We're going to need a copper coil block. We're going to need LV wire coil. We're going to need copper wire. Copper wire, we need to use a pair of pliers, I believe. Immersive engineering, engineer wire cutters, treated sticks, and iron ingots. Okay, so we do need to make more treated sticks. Bam. They need to be plates. Okay, so put the copper ingots in there. You put the engineering hammer in there. Make the plates. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so you just have to put in the copper plates and the engineer's wire cutters. Bam. All wires. Next up, you need to make LV wire coils. 4 to 1 regular sticks are able to be used. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Let's make 24 for now. Let's make 1 copper coil block. And now we need to make the iron mechanical component, which will use 4 iron plates with 1 copper ingot. Make 1. Now we can have the kinetic dynamo. You're going to put that in the spot that's right behind the windmill and in between the accumulator. Let's see. So, you want to make sure that the hole is facing towards the windmill and that you have the accumulator next to the kinetic dynamo and it's slowly charging up the accumulator. Now, in order to use the power inside, you need to have what's called a connection point, aka an LV wire connector. We're going to need terracotta though. It's going to need clay cooked in a furnace, so let's go ahead and make that. Whoops. Oh god, I cannot spell. There we go. LV wire connector. We're going to need 4 terracotta. This will make 4 connectors for low voltage with the engineer's hammer. You got to check out the LV accumulator. You want to right click on the side away from the windmill. Make sure it says energy output. Now you can click on the LV connector, right click on that side, and now you should be able to connect anything to this wire connector. So let's say if I want to transmit power all the way over there, I need to have relays in order to deliver power over there. Let's see, so we're going to need more terracotta. For demonstration purposes, let me just show you how to use the relay. So you are going to need the LV wire coils. Right click on them on the relay and then right click on the connector. There you go. So since the power is connected to the wire connector, if you touch the wire, you will get hurt. So just something to note. So from this, if you have like a machine here, you will place a LV wire connector to that machine. But we don't need to do that right now because we're just looking to make the windmill. In order to increase the efficiency of the windmill, you need to add windmill sails. So right click on the windmill and you should have enough. There we go. That is working more efficiently and we're getting more power from the windmill. Of course, this is great for early game. Not really viable for end game because the windmills are pretty cheap. They don't provide enough power for later game machines. With that, we completed the getting started with immersive engineering. We're going to continue making creosote oil and hopefully we can get more done. I've never done the multi-block furnaces, so we might look into that. I know for a fact that immersive engineering does have a very good farming tool, which is called a garden cloche or clock. How do I pronounce it? I have no idea. Let's see. You're going to need an engineer's workbench in order to make it. So let's see if we can make this. We're going to need treated wood slabs, engineer's crafting table, and a wood fence. Okay, I need to farm creosote seeds, so maybe we'll do that some other time. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Have yourself a good day.